While Mercury was busy fighting for headlines and Yamaha was chasing the next big number, Honda was building something in silence, something the marine industry hasn't seen in decades. In just 18 months, they signed a deal with McLaren. They partnered with one of America's most respected boat builders, and they launched their first V8 engine in 75 years of making motors. But here's what nobody's talking about. This isn't about horsepower. This isn't about speed. This is about control. Honda didn't just launch a product. They assembled an entire system. Engines, boats, autonomous technology, a dealer network with 22 straight years of the highest customer satisfaction in the industry. And by the time their competitors figured out what was happening, Honda had already changed the rules of the game. What you're about to see explains why the biggest brands in boating should be very, very worried. For 60 years, Honda Marine has occupied a peculiar position in the outboard engine world. They are respected but rarely celebrated, trusted but seldom discussed in the same breath as the industry's dominant players. While Mercury and Yamaha traded blows in the high-horsepower arena, launching supercharged monsters and claiming titles as the most powerful outboards ever built, Honda seemed content to serve a different customer entirely. The company that revolutionized the automotive world with the Civic and the Accord, the company that built racing legends and won Formula One championships, appeared to have no interest in the marine industry's loudest battles. Instead, they focused on what they called the heart of the market. Engines between 100 and 250 horsepower. The workhorses. The reliable choices. The outboards that mechanics quietly recommend when customers ask a simple question: what will still be running in 20 years? This reputation was not accidental. It was built on a foundation laid in 1964, when Honda entered the marine market with a philosophy that seemed almost quaint at the time. Company founder Soichiro Honda believed that watercraft should not pollute the water. While the entire industry committed to two-stroke engines because they were lighter and cheaper to produce, Honda insisted on four-stroke technology. They spent 3 decades proving that their approach could match two-stroke performance while dramatically reducing emissions and improving fuel economy. Today, four-stroke engines dominate the outboard market. They account for more than half of all sales worldwide, and Honda's reputation for building outboards that last has earned them something no competitor can claim: 22 consecutive Customer Satisfaction Index awards from the National Marine Manufacturers Association. Every single year from 2003 to 2024, Honda has maintained customer satisfaction ratings above 90%. No other outboard manufacturer has come close to matching that streak, but reliability alone does not make headlines. And for years, Honda watched as competitors pushed past them in the horsepower race. Yamaha introduced their XTO Offshore series at 425 horsepower, later boosted to 450. Mercury launched supercharged V10 Verados, ranging from 400 to 600 horsepower. The message from the industry was clear: bigger engines meant bigger boats, bigger profits, and bigger market share. Then, in January 2024, Honda did something that caught the marine world off guard. At the Miami International Boat Show, they unveiled the BF350, 350 horsepower, a newly developed V8 engine with nearly 5 liters of displacement. And here is the detail that made industry analysts pause. This was Honda's first production V8 engine, not just in their marine division. In their entire 75-year history of building engines for cars, motorcycles, and power equipment, Honda had never mass-produced a V8. Until now, the BF350 was not designed to win a horsepower war. At 350 horsepower, it sat well below the flagship offerings from Mercury and Yamaha. But Honda was solving a different problem. They engineered the BF350 to run on regular gasoline, not premium fuel. Regular. At a time when fuel prices had become a genuine concern for boat owners, Honda delivered a high-power V8 that would not punish them at the pump. They achieved this through technology borrowed directly from their automotive division. VTEC, or variable valve timing and electronic lift control, has been a hallmark of Honda automobiles for decades. It allows engines to deliver both power and efficiency by adjusting valve operation based on demand. The BF350 brought this same technology to the water, creating what Honda claims is class-leading fuel economy for a 350 horsepower outboard. This was not a company catching up. This was a company making a statement. The BF350 was impressive on its own merits, but what Honda did next revealed that this was not a one-time product launch. It was the beginning of a platform strategy borrowed directly from the automotive playbook. In January 2025, at the Düsseldorf Boat Show in Germany, Honda introduced the BF300. Same V8 engine block, same 5-liter displacement, same regular gasoline advantage, but tuned for 300 horsepower and positioned for a different buyer, the owner of a 24 to 30-foot boat who wants serious power without the flagship price tag. This is how automotive companies scale. They invest heavily in engineering a platform once, then deploy it across multiple products at different price points. Honda had done this for decades with their car engines. Now they were bringing the same discipline to marine propulsion. The BF300 also introduced features that demonstrated Honda's focus on usability rather than raw performance. A neutral control function for triple-engine configurations allows boaters to neutralize the center engine while the outboard motors push against each other. The result is the ability to pivot a large boat on the spot with precision that previously required expensive joystick systems. This is not a feature that wins horsepower comparisons. It is a feature that makes docking a 35-foot center console dramatically less stressful. But engines, no matter how capable, do not explain why Honda's competitors should be concerned. Yamaha builds excellent engines. Mercury builds excellent engines. Suzuki offers tremendous value. The outboard market has room for multiple strong players. What changed everything was what Honda announced surrounding these engine launches. A series of partnerships that, taken together, represent the most ambitious strategic expansion in Honda Marine's history. The first announcement came on December 9, 2024. Linamar Corporation, a Canadian advanced manufacturing company with a market capitalization in the billions, revealed that its McLaren Engineering division had signed an official licensed product agreement with Honda Marine. The name McLaren carries immediate weight. For more than 50 years, McLaren has been synonymous with Formula One excellence. The orange racing cars, the championship victories, the engineering precision that separates winners from the rest of the field. But McLaren Engineering, owned by Linamar, is something distinct from the racing team. It is a full-service research and development operation that has been quietly supplying high-precision engine components to Honda's manufacturing facility in Anna, Ohio for a decade. The product of this partnership is the McLaren Performance M300. Built on Honda's proven BF250 V6 platform but enhanced to deliver 300 horsepower, the M300 is not sold directly to consumers. It is offered to boat builders through an official licensing agreement, allowing manufacturers to spec a McLaren-badged outboard for their premium models. Consider what this means for a boat builder competing in the luxury segment. Previously, their choices were essentially Mercury or Yamaha, the same engines that power boats across every price point. Now they can offer something exclusive, a McLaren-branded outboard with Honda reliability underneath. The same emotional appeal that makes someone choose an AMG Mercedes over a standard model, applied to marine propulsion. Honda did not enter the luxury market by building a more expensive engine. They created a luxury tier through partnership. They borrowed prestige from a legendary racing brand while maintaining control over the mechanical foundation. And they opened a new channel to boat builders who want to differentiate their products from the competition. This was the first indication that Honda was thinking beyond engines. They were thinking about ecosystems, about how boats are specified, sold, and experienced by customers who have never considered a Honda outboard before. The second partnership would make that vision even clearer. In February 2024, weeks after the BF350 reveal, Honda Marine announced a brand partnership that marked a fundamental shift in their business model. They were not simply building engines anymore, they were entering the boat business. The partner was Scout Boats, one of the most respected names in American boat manufacturing. Founded in 1989 and based in Summerville, South Carolina, Scout has built a reputation for quality craftsmanship and attention to detail. Their center console and bay boats are favorites among serious anglers who demand durability in harsh saltwater conditions. Every Scout hull is 100% hand-laid fiberglass, a labor-intensive process that most manufacturers abandoned years ago in favor of faster, cheaper production methods. Together, Honda and Scout created the Seabrook series. Two 19.5-foot models, a center console designed for fishing enthusiasts, and a dual console built for family recreation. Both are powered exclusively by Honda BF150 IST outboards. Both are sold through participating Honda Marine dealers, and both carry the Honda name as their primary brand identity. This is not a typical original equipment manufacturer relationship, where an engine company supplies motors to a boat builder. Honda contracted Scout to build boats specifically for them. Boats that carry Honda branding. Boats that are configured, ordered, and delivered through Honda's own dealer network. The center console model starts at $79,999. The dual console begins at $78,999. 5 trim packages are available, ranging from base configurations to dedicated fishing setups with aerated live wells and trolling motor provisions. Standard warranties include 3 years stem-to-stern coverage, a 10-year transferable structural hull warranty, and Honda's industry-leading 5-year engine warranty with options to extend to 8 years. But the most disruptive element is not the boats themselves. It is how Honda sells them. The company brought their automotive buying experience to the marine industry. On Honda's website, customers can configure a Seabrook boat exactly as they would configure a Honda Pilot or Accord. Select the model, choose the trim level, add options, watch the price update in real time. Rotate a 360-degree image to see exactly what the finished boat will look like. Then submit the order to the nearest participating dealer for delivery. Anyone who has purchased a boat through traditional channels understands how revolutionary this is. The conventional process involves visiting dealerships, negotiating prices that seem to shift with every conversation, waiting months for custom orders, and hoping the final product matches what was promised. Honda replaced that uncertainty with transparency. Configure online, see the final price, place the order. This approach borrows directly from what Honda has done in the automotive sector for years, and it signals an understanding that the boat buying experience itself has been a barrier for many potential customers. Complexity and unpredictability discourage first-time buyers. Honda is betting that simplicity and clarity will bring new customers into boating who might otherwise have stayed on the sidelines. The Seabrook series positions Honda to capture entry-level and mid-market buyers with a complete package. Not just an engine, but a boat, a warranty, a buying experience, and a service network all integrated under one brand. Then came the third partnership, and this one points directly to the future. In October 2025, Honda signed a Memorandum of Understanding with Avacus, a subsidiary of HD Hyundai that specializes in autonomous navigation technology for marine vessels. The agreement integrates Avacus's NUB08 semi-autonomous system with Honda's intelligent shift and throttle, drive-by-wire controls. The implications are significant. Artificial intelligence-powered collision avoidance, adaptive cruise control that adjusts to conditions, and automatic docking that can guide a boat into a slip without human intervention. Honda has been developing related technologies internally for years. They have shown concepts for 360-degree surround view cameras and autonomous docking systems. The Avacus partnership accelerates that timeline by bringing proven commercial maritime technology to recreational boating. By 2026, a Honda-powered boat may be able to navigate itself into a marina and dock without the captain touching the throttle. To understand why Honda's strategy should concern competitors, we need to step back and examine what they have actually assembled. Most outboard manufacturers operate within clearly defined boundaries. They build engines, they develop control systems, they cultivate dealer relationships. Some, like Brunswick Corporation, which owns Mercury Marine, also build boats through separate divisions like Sea Ray and Boston Whaler. But even Brunswick maintains clear separation between its engine business and its boat-building operations. The buying experiences are distinct. The dealer networks are often different. The brands operate independently. Honda has taken a different approach. They are building what business strategists call vertical integration, a system where a single company controls multiple stages of production and delivery. At the foundation sit their engines, ranging from portable 2.3 horsepower units to the flagship 350 horsepower V8. All four-stroke, all sharing engineering DNA with Honda's automotive platforms. All backed by the VTEC technology that made Honda cars famous for balancing power and efficiency. Above the engines sits the intelligent shift and throttle system, Honda's drive-by-wire control platform. IST integrates throttle, shift, and trim functions into a unified interface that can manage up to 4 engines and 2 separate control stations. It offers single-switch trim control, engine speed synchronization, push-button starting, and enhanced docking capabilities. And now, through the Avacus partnership, it will integrate autonomous navigation features, including collision avoidance and automatic docking. Above the control systems sit the boat partnerships. Scout builds the Seabrook series for direct sale through Honda dealers. McLaren Engineering produces the M300 for boat builders seeking a premium alternative to standard offerings. Honda has created pathways into the market at multiple price points without taking on the capital requirements of building their own boat manufacturing facilities. Wrapping around everything is the dealer and service network. Honda Marine dealers operate under the Premier Dealer Program, which measures success by customer satisfaction metrics and provides training focused on customer care. This is the network that has delivered 90+% satisfaction ratings for 22 consecutive years. The result is an ecosystem where Honda controls or influences the customer experience from initial research through years of ownership. A buyer can configure a Seabrook boat online, purchase it through a Honda dealer, power it with a Honda engine, control it with Honda's integrated systems, benefit from Honda's autonomous technology, and service it through Honda's certified network. No other outboard manufacturer offers this level of integration. But integration alone does not guarantee success. What makes Honda's position particularly strong is the reputation that underlies everything they build. When marine mechanics are asked which outboard brand they trust for long-term reliability, Honda consistently ranks at or near the top. This is not marketing. It is the accumulated experience of professionals who see engines come into their shops year after year. Honda outboards share architecture with vehicles that routinely exceed 200,000 miles. The same VTEC technology, the same engineering standards, the same component suppliers who understand that Honda's quality control will reject anything that falls short of specification. The 5-year non-declining warranty that Honda offers, extendable to 8 years, reflects this confidence. It is among the strongest warranties in the industry, and it sends a message to buyers. Honda expects these engines to last. This reputation took 6 decades to build. It cannot be purchased through advertising. It cannot be replicated by launching a single impressive product. And it represents a competitive moat that rivals must acknowledge, even if they cannot easily cross it. The market data confirms that Honda is gaining ground. In Europe, they increased overall market share by 8 percentage points over 5 years, while Yamaha lost 4 points. In the 350 horsepower segment, Honda captured 13% of the European market within months of launching the BF350, rising from 0 to match Yamaha in under a year. This is not a company maintaining position. This is a company advancing. In February 2025, Honda delivered perhaps the clearest signal yet that their offensive was not a series of isolated announcements, but a coordinated transformation. At the Miami International Boat Show, they unveiled redesigned versions of 7 outboard models simultaneously. The BF115, BF135, BF140, and BF150 inline 4-cylinder engines, the BF200, BF225, and BF250 V6 engines, their entire high-power lineup refreshed at once. This is not how marine manufacturers typically operate. The standard approach involves updating models one at a time, stretching development cycles across years to manage engineering costs and manufacturing complexity. Honda demonstrated the capacity to overhaul 7 engines in a single product cycle, suggesting they had been preparing this offensive for far longer than the industry realized. Every refreshed model received the Noble Motion Form styling language introduced on the BF350 flagship. The entire Honda lineup now shares a unified, premium visual identity. Every model received improved corrosion resistance and approximately 2% better fuel efficiency at cruising speeds. And every drive-by-wire model gained features previously exclusive to the V8: automatic tilt, cruise control, and trim support that automatically adjusts boat attitude based on speed and conditions. Honda also announced plans for 6 new outboard models by 2030. Electric propulsion development has begun, starting with smaller motors where current battery technology is viable. The autonomous features demonstrated through the Avacus partnership are targeted for deployment within the next 2 years. Behind all of this sits a commitment to environmental sustainability that traces back to Honda's founding philosophy. The company's marine outboard factory is targeting carbon neutrality by fiscal year 2026, meaning 100% of electricity used in production will come from renewable sources. All Honda outboards meet California Air Resources Board 3-star emission standards, the strictest in the United States, and lean burn control technology, standard across the lineup, optimizes fuel consumption across operating conditions. These environmental credentials matter increasingly as regulations tighten globally and younger buyers enter the market with heightened awareness of sustainability issues. Honda was ahead of this curve 60 years ago when they chose 4-stroke technology over 2-stroke. They appear positioned to lead again as the industry navigates toward cleaner propulsion systems. For Honda's competitors, the challenge is not matching any single product. Mercury can build faster engines. Yamaha can launch more electric innovations. Suzuki can compete aggressively on price. But matching the system Honda has assembled requires capabilities that take years to develop. A dealer network with 2 decades of satisfaction excellence cannot be created overnight. Partnerships with respected boat builders and legendary performance. Brands cannot be conjured from marketing budgets. A reputation for reliability that mechanics trust with their own recommendations cannot be manufactured through advertising campaigns. Honda spent 60 years building the foundation for this moment. They chose 4-stroke when it was dismissed as impractical. They prioritized reliability over horsepower bragging rights. They invested in dealer relationships while others chased volume. And now they are deploying everything at once. The BF350 and BF300 V8 engines, the McLaren Performance M300, the Seabrook Series boats, the Avacus Autonomous Integration, 7 refreshed high-power models, 6 new engines coming by 2030, electric propulsion in development, carbon-neutral manufacturing on the horizon. This is not a product launch. This is a paradigm shift. The marine industry will spend the next decade responding to what Honda has set in motion. Some competitors will adapt successfully. Others may find themselves struggling to match an ecosystem they did not see being built. In boating, as in so many endeavors, the loudest voice rarely wins. The most prepared one does. Honda Marine has been preparing for 60 years. They are ready. The question now is whether the rest of the industry recognized what was happening in time to respond.